there's a headless corpse on fire
They're
playing
screaming.
poker.
They're screaming and it's beautiful.
Wait, where? Let me look.
In this shed, they're all on fire. They're all charred with no heads and they're still playing poker.
Is that where you got the other one from?
It's dedication to the game.
He's not even asked.
They should make more of them because then the game will actually be enjoyable.
Okay, look, they're all he's shuffling his deck.
The headless poker men.
Shall have a game with him.
Oh my god, you caught fire on the way in. Kane, why?
Because he killed me.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to find
So
that.
how did the other one get up? Like,
Oh my god, why they just sat at the table?
This is just not nice, is it?
Wait, hold on.
if you look at them, they keep moving the hand.
Why
Yeah,
don't you
he's
just
he's
put
playing
two there?
poker still. Look at him,
Can
look
we-
at that man. He's still
Someone
playing
throw
poker.
dynamite at them. I want them to get up anyway.
I don't think
trying
it
to get-
works. They were literally on fire and they were
You
fine.
see the bones sticking out?
Throw dynamite now.
Well,
No, because I'm don't because
Dynamite.
I'm dead. Because I'm not
Hole
dead.
in the fire.
Oh my, what a prick.
I'm sorry, I think they're not doing anything. Are you okay there, Cameron? You appear to
No,
be.
'cause you
This
made
guy's
it tie
gonna
me
get
up.
killed.
The boss
Your
in
body
the
is
bars,
doing
back to it.
some weird. Now, while it was in beta, Red Dead Online wasn't my favourite thing to do ever. It was just a bit of a mess, really. Well, recently Red Dead Online has left beta and is now just Red Dead Online, which it did with a massive update in which they introduced a load of new stuff, such as new content, I think. I mean, I couldn't actually find any, but I'm sure it's out there somewhere. Maybe the aliens abducted it. So I thought now that Red Dead Online is now out of beta, I'd give my thoughts on the current state of the game. And by that I mean Red Dead Online on its own, not Red Dead Redemption 2 story mode along with it. In my mind, they're quite separate. You're probably wondering why my face is in shot. That's because this footage is from when I streamed. Some of it isn't, some of it is. Now, of course, the most talked about change to Red Dead Online is the introduction of poker. Now, if I understood how to play poker, I'd probably care. But I know this is a big thing for a lot of people, so fair enough. Kudos to Rockstar for that one. Now, another thing that this update supposedly did was fix a lot of the bugs and errors and things with the game. However, we still found a fair few. And to be honest, when it happens, it's the most fun part of the game, is when something goes wrong, there's a bug or something. That's when you start to really have fun. For example, we found 3 headless men playing poker. Well, I found them. I think my friends and my brother actually shot their heads off. But no matter what happened, we were just having too much fun, enjoying the fact that these blokes were dead, but poker is a force way stronger than death. And since I don't play poker, my brother killed me. So of course, Red Dead Online is still fairly buggy, but then again, what can you expect? It's A, online, and B, a game, and games are always going to have glitches no matter what you do. I think this update has also fixed the slight lighting issue that was caused in a very early update for the game as well, returning its look back to its best. And to be honest with you, I really didn't notice, but someone I know actually did and showed me, and I have no reason not to doubt them, so that is pretty cool. They've also added loads of new minor features such as clothing and horse items. For example, I found this cool coat that I'm actually wearing in the shot shown now. There is a poncho actually, but it's restricted to level ridiculous. Actually, it's just level 19 I believe, but I think that anything like that I'm not a huge fan of, which is you can't wear this certain piece of clothing unless you're this level. Now, I don't know about you, but I've never been restricted from wearing clothing in my life based on leveling. It's a fun thing to work towards when it comes to leveling up and things in the game to keep you actually playing it, but I find that if you have the money that you can afford to get it with the in-game currency, then I think you should just be able to get it to reward yourself there and then while you have it. I can understand why certain weapons might be restricted to a higher level. They might be harder to operate, they might actually require you to be more skilled in order to use them, for example, and that might be the game's best way of simulating that. And that in itself isn't a major issue, it's just a minor point that I thought I'd make. Clothing behind level walls does not make much sense. There are also new game modes in PvP matchmaking, which is also quite fun and quite cool to have more stuff to actually do there. So if shootouts and things really float your boat, then that's definitely a good thing to have more of that going on. But personally, it's not for me. I'm horrific at this stuff. But when it comes to games like Red Dead Online, the more stuff you can actually do that can be fun, the better it is. The more variety, the more fun it is. And of course, it'll help players stay interested for longer periods of time. And in the end of the day, that's the biggest thing that Red Dead Online actually needed, considering that at the start of it, all that was fun to do involved griefing other players. Even the missions, you could have players come and get in your way essentially, and that was more annoying than it was fun. That being said, even in the recent update there are still missions that actually have that sort of system going on, and fair enough. but provided it's not all of them outside of the main missions which don't have this problem, then it's fine. When I want to play Red Dead Online, I want to have fun with friends. I don't want to be griefed by other online players just because that's all there is to actually do in the game. And there was a point where that's all the game encouraged you to do. Go out and cause trouble for everybody else in the open world. They deserve it, they're arseholes. Of course, with every update, I think they've actually adjusted the economy of the game as well to make it a bit more fair, considering when this released to begin with as a beta, the economy was incredibly harsh, and you'd get, what, $3 for doing a mission maybe? There was one time where I got a mere 12 cents. But by the state of it now, the economy is still a bit harsher than the main game for sure, but it's nowhere near as bad as it used to be. Now it's actually achievable to earn money in this game. Another thing that I noticed, I think this happened in a previous update to the current one, but it is a cool thing, is now the game indicates how hostile... Oh, for fuck's sake, why is there a van going past every time I talk? The game indicates how hostile other players are, so for example, blue means quite docile, pink means that they're more or less medium, and dark red means they're very hostile and you should avoid them. This is good, it gives us a warning for the players we should avoid because they're just going to ruin the experience. And at the same time, if you do find yourself in the path of another hostile player, killing them will not make you hostile. And also if you're minding your own business and some hostile dickhead decides that he's going to kill you, you can actually press charges now, which means that if you decide to press charges, the attacker will gain bounty and their hostility level will just increase. Another big positive is you can choose to play defensively. Essentially, you go into a defensive mode and that way you can't be locked onto, you can't lock onto other players, you can't be lassoed, you can't be punched, and you can't receive critical damage from other players. You can still be killed if they really want to work at it, but it's the step in the right direction. It means you're a lot safer while playing the game. Still not safe. They can still kill you if they so wish, but it will take a lot more work. The downside to this is you cannot access all of the content available in the session if you choose this mode, as a lot of it actually does involve griefing other players, but at the same time, if you want to play in a passive mode, these are not the kinds of activities that you're going to want to get involved in anyway. And if you want to leave the defensive playstyle in the quickest, most hostile way possible, all you have to do is kill someone else, which is of course fair. And challenges related to killing other players in free roam's been removed, which lowers the incentive of killing other players just because you can, as now you get punished for it, not rewarded. Doesn't stop them, mind. So yeah, thank you for shooting me in the head. I think that in a future update they should introduce private sessions so you don't have to worry about any of that full stop and you can just play in the world with your friends and only your friends, and I think that would solve a lot of problems. But at the same time, I understand being in a world full of people that you don't actually know and not having to worry about them all killing you. All in all, I think this update of Red Dead Online is definitely worth checking out. There's a lot more changes that have been made that are just not really worth mentioning in a thoughts video, as I don't really have thoughts on them. They're just changes, such as each individual glitch patch. So provided that they keep adjusting this online to be the best that it can be and adding new stuff, replacing the stuff that doesn't work, things like that, I think this online mode can definitely be saved. But the most fun part I have with the online is still with all the funny glitches. So even from here it could be a long road in my eyes. However, maybe Red Dead Online is just not for me and I'm more oriented towards single player games, as I already know. So let me know what you think about this update for Red Dead Online. It's no longer in beta, as beta has been removed from the logo, but that doesn't mean that they won't adjust things in the future and add more and more stuff to make it work the best that it can. Anyways, thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, share the channel with your friends and all that wonderful stuff, and I'll see you all very soon with another video at some point.